How's it, everybody? It is 5 p.m. and I am able to show up. Wasn't really sure it was going to happen today. I know. What, another power outage? Kinda, yeah. Not for me. Luckily, my house has had power the entire day, which is wonderful because it's really cold outside and I have heat going, so that's super awesome. But because there's a huge power outage like everywhere around me, suddenly my internet was just like, I'm gonna work some of the time, and then other times I'm not gonna work, and then I'm gonna work for like 10 minutes, but then stop. And then I'm gonna have you call the CenturyLink people to figure out what's going on. And then right when CenturyLink answers their phone, and finally after being on hold for an hour, you get to talk to somebody, at that moment, that's when my internet decides to come back on. So that was cool, but I didn't really trust it. Either way, I wasn't sure that 5 p.m. West Coast time was going to be a time I was going to be able to get online. As it turns out, I can. And Shock is here too. Good to see you, Shock. I posted a warning on my Facebooks just in case folks showed up here 5 p.m. West Coast time as per usual on the Sunday afternoon, like we always do at Chatter with Statter. And in case I wasn't here, it wasn't because I was a flake. It was because my internet was being wonky, but now it's not. Anyway, I'm going on babbling about this because in case I suddenly disappear, don't take it personally. It's nothing to do with you. It's everything to do with stuff. Hey, Rick, it is good to see you in the house. Awesome. Excellent. So let's get this party started now that there's a couple folks hanging out, and we will be back in a second. Excellent. It looks like eMusic has slid on into the chatter box here. Phenomenal. All right. So I am guessing that Rick and eMusic both are in a situation somewhat similar to me, which is it's kind of chilly. And when you're kind of chilly, sometimes you just don't feel like looking at snow and things like that. Sometimes you just feel like looking at a beautiful Lono video and all of the wonderful footage that comes from Molokai. So let's start off our day with a wonderful song by Lono and a great video to accompany it. We haven't seen it in a while, and this footage of Molokai is phenomenal. Also, folks, let me know if the sound is too good or too bad or too much, because, I always need input. And I'll be muting my mic and getting on the chat box for a sec. All right. Thanks so much for hanging out during that wonderful Lono tune. I figured I'd let folks wander in at the beginning of the show. So it's a nice little way to chill out, sort of while we're waiting for everybody to show up. Looks like a couple more people did. Darlene, Broken Soul, Cindy Krause, all in the house. It looks like Broken Soul's only going to be in the Chatterbox for a little while because Broken Soul has got a show to go to. And currently he's at the House of Blues in NOLA. So it looks like Ginger and Suicide Silence are going to be playing there tonight. I'm super excited that somebody is going out and enjoying the live music scene. I had tickets to go see one of my favorite performers the Friday after Thanksgiving, but quite honestly, it was the same day that like the new variant news came out, and I'm just so paranoid. I couldn't even begin to get myself out of the house. So I'm very happy that other folks are able to support live music. And at least I did buy the tickets. So if nothing else, I gave the artist some money. I just didn't show up to the venue. Thomas the Turtle, good to see you. I'm glad that you enjoyed that beautiful Lono tune. Speaking of which, let's get started here with some more Lono. And I'm hoping that, oops, hold on. Oh, wait, hold on. There we go. Let me know, guys, if the mic versus the music background is in good relationship to each other. So, Picola T, I know you got to see Kavika today and his buddy Roddy Lopez. At the Ohana Marketplace. I saw that post and I said I wasn't jealous, but that's a lie. I was totally jealous. Hey, Medium 7 Up. Good to see you here. Phenomenal. We've got the regulars in the house. I'm not sure if I said hi to Elaine, but I see that Elaine is taking full advantage of all the brand new emotes that I've got. So I've got a couple of what's known as default emotes that I have added to our repertoire. The little kitty cats and the lol. The reason why I added them is because it's taking a little while for Twitch to accept or to notify me if the emotes that I submitted last night are approved yet. One of them, I'm really not sure it's going to be approved. I mean, the Nelson one, I absolutely know, like, copyright issues are going to be smacking me in the face for using it probably, and I doubt that Twitch will even let me use it. But I figured, why not throw it at the wall and see if it sticks? Because if they let me use it, then I'm going to use it. But the other one, my little flying forks, I don't really know what's wrong with that. Because, like, seriously, I know that the flying forks is legal for me to use because I paid for the graphic, the licensing, and then I even modified the graphic with my own little things. So, like, it is full on legal, man. I mean, I, like, paid money for it and everything. Oh well. So yeah, Broken Soul, Washington requires the Vax card and the negative test, etc. But still, I don't know. I just got really paranoid, basically is what it boils down to. So, So anyway, because it's taken so gosh darn long for Twitch to accept my emotes, I figured I would just throw in the little cute kitties, because I can always switch the cute kitties out as needed, because I have open slots, so it's like, why am I leaving open slots open and empty when there's perfectly good default emotes we can use for a quick minute? And Kenny from the Cove, good mix on my mic and music, excellent, I like to hear that. Darlene, I know, right? The cute kitties, I mean, please, get real. Like, I'm not gonna have a kitty emote, and they've got several of them. There's one cute little doggy emote that has a waggy tail, and I'm probably gonna be adding that too, even though I'm not necessarily a dog person. I do like dogs, and the little waggy tail emote is quite nice. So, so there you have it, Rabbit. And I have to say, you guys, I was so excited last night after during and after Statterbox at the cinema. I know that so many of us, myself included, were like dissing on the actors because, like, who even can handle too much Will Ferrell and Mel Gibson? Good Lord, what? But you know, it looked like everybody who had problems with, with the actors at hand, it managed to enjoy the film, because the film is stupid sweet. And I think it's so neat that a couple of you even want to go check the first one out. First one's equally hysterical. So for sure, Daddy's Home 1, Daddy's Home 2. I'm glad that we had a good time. I had a great time last night, and it seems like from the responses during it that you guys were finding it a funny movie too. Kenny from the Cove, a cat knocking things off the counter emote. I don't know. That would be a good animated emote. And I don't know how to go about doing that, but you are totally right. Like, that would be a great emote. The little cat knocking something off. I mean, hello. Yeah, that's... In fact, like, how have I not seen something like that before? So, okay, good, Darlene. Yeah, it was a cute little movie. Yeah, it was very cute. And so, speaking of cute little movies, or rather, not necessarily, speaking of cute little movies, speaking of movies about holidays, it reminded me, now I didn't get a chance to show you guys this picture because I didn't have this picture until recently, but I have to show you the turkey that my barista, the main lady who, she's a client of ours actually, we do taxes for her, but she's the one who owns the espresso stand that I get my coffees from. And she made a turkey on Thanksgiving that was literally the most perfect turkey in the world. Look at that turkey. I mean, I'm not trying to tell you how to live your life, but seriously, you guys, look at that turkey. I mean, that's like a fake turkey, right? That has to be a fake turkey, right? I mean, look at how perfect that flippin' turkey is. I don't know. She cooked it in a Traeger, she said, and she said that not only was the turkey skin super crisp and obviously evenly browned, she said that the meat inside was perfectly moist, and she's never had a turkey that has been so awesome before in her life. So much so that she decided to take a picture of it, and then so much so she decided to take a picture of it and show it to me. And then I said, dude, could you send me that picture? Because I want to show it on the internet. And so she sent me the picture. And yeah, here we are looking at her phenomenal turkey, which I know is the strangest flippin' thing to put on the internet. But I knew that with as much as we talk about food here on Chatterbox with Statter, or Chatter with Statter, whatever the show is called, I knew that you guys would probably just be like, oh yeah, that's a good looking bird. And it looks like, it looks like Piccolo Tea, gorgeous turkey skin, Cindy Krause, oh yummy. Darlene, oh, that's a picture perfect looking bird. I know, right? Wasn't it, Darlene? I mean, like something that needs to be on a Williams-Sonoma catalog or something. Kenny from the Cove, when I get my next movie shipment, the box is big and heavy. Oh, okay, so Kenny has hooked us up with apparently a massive amount of movies, probably a couple other things too. I happen to know he was traveling through Texas and did make a stop at that Buc-ee's convenience store, so I have a feeling there might be something from Buc-ee's in there for me as well. But I have no doubt in my mind that that box will be chock full of some movies as well. And I happen to know what one of the movies is going to be, which is Dazed and Confused. I personally have this movie on VHS. Dazed and Confused, one of my favorite movies of all times, will remain to be my favorite movie of all time, I think. And yeah, I'm super excited to share that movie with you guys. I don't know when we'll be showing it, but I know we will be showing it sooner rather than later. Oh, Kenny, only 3 movies. Yeah, well, 3 is still a good amount. And let's see here. Yeah, I know, right? It looks like she had a flippin' food stylist. Get in my belly right now. Exactly, dude. That turkey. Oh, Thomas, it looks just like the one that you made. Well, then you are a phenomenal turkey baker or maker or cooker as well, because that turkey is oh, you know, Elaine, a roast turkey emote, actually that's not a bad idea. And I've got a good picture of a turkey. and I think it would be legal. There's no terms of service violations with that. So, we might just have another emote on the platter here. Rick, exactly. Only one turkey was harmed in the making of that picture. Pacola T, what a good question. Thanksgiving is usually for the birds, and what do most people eat at Christmas? We typically, Pacola T says, have steaks or roast. Growing up, my house, it was always clam chowder for Christmas Eve, and then some kind of roast beef for Christmas holiday. But for the Christmas day or whatever, the 25th, the actual day. Looks like E-Music, though, she's a ham lady for Christmas. Looks like Darlene is all about the ham as well. Shock with the duck, not even surprised. And we already know that the duck fat is saved. We've covered that. I made sure that the duck fat was saved. Yeah. So there we have it. And Kenny, just a nice little roast chicken. Well, actually that makes sense, because if you're not cooking for a huge crowd, there's no need for a big old turkey. And Broken Soul, you're all about the tacos on Christmas. That's actually not a bad little tradition or habit. One of my very favoritist, Thanksgivings was when two of my best friends came over to this very house, and we made pizzas in my oven. Now, they were horrible pizzas because my oven doesn't get hot enough to be a pizza oven or whatever, but we homemade it and everything. We made the crust, we did everything. Yeah, one of my favorite memories. And then one of my other favorite memories for Thanksgiving was when those same friends came over and we made nachos for Thanksgiving. So, I don't know. I feel like the untraditional holiday foods are kind of fun. Yeah. So there you go. Oh, Darlene, this year for Thanksgiving, the son-in-law decided to splurge and you had prime rib. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Prime rib was what we preferred on Christmas, but, prime rib is prime dollars. And so we didn't always get prime rib on Christmas, but that was always the hope. Hey, Andre, good to see you. You haven't missed much. Right now, I'm talking about what we like to eat for Christmas dinners, because you might have missed the prettiest turkey in the world, and that is a Thanksgiving turkey that my barista made for her family, and so we were talking about turkeys, but then we decided to talk about other things that people eat over the holidays, and hams, roasts, ducks, etc. And then Broken Soul is all about the Christmas tacos, which frankly sounds good to me. I am not gonna argue. There isn't a taco that you're gonna present to me that I'm gonna say, oh, I don't want that. It's not the right time of year for a taco. It's not Tuesday. I cannot have a taco. Like, you will never hear those words coming out of my mouth. Well, I guess you will, because you just did. But outside of me being extraordinarily facetious, yeah, you will never hear those flippin' words come out of my mouth. Andre, Christmas is a tamales event. Okay, all right, that's good. I can do that. Now, I think we've already had this discussion, but do you use the corn husks or do you use the banana leaf for your tamal? And then Kulika, I had a pizza stone, but now, okay, I had a pizza stone, still have a pizza stone, always have a pizza stone, do not have a peel, and that was actually part of the problem. So we were trying to use parchment paper on the stone, which screwed I think if we had had a peel, our pizzas would have been moderately better. But still, the pizza, you can only get your oven 500 some odd degrees, and like pizza ovens are, 800 degrees. So that's a big difference. I'm not saying we didn't eat the pizzas. I'm not saying the pizzas weren't delightful. I mean, there's no such thing as bad pizza, only better pizza. And so, yeah, pizza. Okay, so Andre, it's in Texas, it's the corn. A few times your mom made them, she used corn. Yeah, I figured the banana ones are definitely not as common as the, around here, the banana. Let me rephrase that. In the continental United States, it seems like the corn husk ones are the default. It just so happens in my town, there's a couple different restaurants and street vendors that use the banana. And so I always like to remind folks, like, tamales aren't always just with the corn. So, Broken Soul, I hadn't thought about that. You just need verde and rojo salsa for the holiday spirit. Right, throw in some crema and you've got the green, white, and red. You're good to go. Absolutely. And yeah, exactly, Darlene. Fresh tacos, homemade fresh tacos. Shoot, even not homemade, you can make a taco out of anything. So, I'm not out of anything, but you can stuff a taco with just about anything. So, how can you go wrong with a taco? Thomas the Turtle, you went to a Chinese buffet today. That sounds so delicious. Having Thai food also sounds so delicious, but alas, my neighborhood is almost all without power. I don't know how or why my power is still on, and so we're very lucky, and so yeah, a lot of the restaurants that I would order from today, they're closed because they've got no power. Rick, did I preheat the pizza stone? You better believe it, buddy. You better believe I did. But when you have a piece of parchment paper between the pizza stone and the dough, it ruins the whole Maillard reaction. It didn't work out the way it should have. But heck yeah, my friend, preheat that pizza stone. You better believe it. You better believe it. Yes, Broken Soul, absolutely. Broken Soul has answered your question, Kenny from the Cove. Kenny from the Cove asks, how do banana leaf tamales compare to corn husk tamales? Broken Soul responds, actually he said it before, but still. Banana leaf makes a softer tamale. Husk tamale is more on the firm side. Absolutely. The course of the masa is a lot moister in the banana leaf, and the banana leaf does add a small hint of green flavor, grassiness. I mean, like just the vaguest, I don't want to say bitterness, but I can't think of another word other than bitterness, but it's actually really a good complementary flavor. Like bitter, that sounds awful. No, it's not. It's good. The flavor that the banana leaf imparts upon the dough, I like it. I like it a lot. So, but it's a different texture. It's way moister than the corn husk ones in my experience. And Darlene, no, we didn't get storms again. I don't know what, there's 3 different incidents in my area, one at like 4 a.m. and then 2 more at 6 a.m. And they just, the power is still out, like almost 12 hours later. And it's kind of cold today, so I'm feeling extraordinarily fortunate right now. Extraordinarily fortunate. So, Thomas the Turtle, you just watched The Christmas Story. The Chinese restaurant scene is so funny. Yeah, it really is. That is such a classic movie. It's really no wonder that movie is run 24/7 during the holiday period on whatever channel it is. I don't know if they still do it, but I know that back when everyone had cable, there was a cable channel that just basically, boom, played it for 24/7. And Andre, you're eating Thai food right now. Got it delivered when you were on the bus and was at your door when you walked up from the bus. Nice. Oh yeah, that is nice. So Andre, what is your Thai food thing? I am a huge fan of, what is it? The pad see ew or whatever. The thick, fat noodles that it's like drunken noodles, only it's not nearly as spicy. Pad Thai is good, but like, I don't know, it's kind of overdone, right? I mean, and when I say overdone, I just mean like, everybody eats that. Broken Soul, I guess what you're I hadn't even thought about it. Banana is waterproof, so it steams better. The husk allows the water to be leached out. That totally makes sense. I hadn't really thought about the logistics of it. Okay, there you go, Broken Soul. It's almost a nutty flavor with the banana. Right, there's earthy. There we go. Yeah, like I said, bitterness was not the word I wanted to use. But there is an added flavor to that I kind of prefer the banana leaf ones, frankly. but you know. Oh, Darlene, you had shrimp dinner made with some angel hair pasta, steamed cauliflower, and grated Parmesan. Send some my way. I mean, I'm not sure the shrimp will send well, but I'm willing to risk it. So Cindy Krause, you always sprinkle cornmeal instead of parchment paper. It slides right off. I don't think we had cornmeal, and I don't think we really, yeah, we could have done a lot of things differently, but the cornmeal is a good tip. And I know that a lot of pizza places do use cornmeal. And I know that one of my favorite pizza places growing up called Pietro's, which I'm sure no one's ever heard of, and that's okay. They don't exist anymore. I think maybe one of them in Oregon exists still. But anyway, they used cornmeal, and it was very tasty. Very tasty. So Andre, Yucatan, they cook everything in banana leaves, both in earth ovens and tamales. Yeah, I don't know what that word is, but yeah, I'm not surprised because, you know, banana leaves are everywhere, right? Okay, so medium 7-Up, you're all about the pad see ew as well. Yeah, it's just something about those thick rice noodles. Just okay, and Andre, you're eating the pad see ew as well. Excellent. See, we can just order a big old bowl of it. There we go. Yep. So let's see here. It looks like, okay, cool. So, did my Broken Soul, did my restaurant die out with Blockbuster Video? No, Pietro's died out long before Blockbuster. But like Pietro's, one lone shop in Oregon, Blockbuster also one lone shop in Oregon. Different towns though. The Pietro's is down on the coast. Bend, where Blockbuster is up in the mountains, so you can't get a dinner and a movie from Blockbuster and Pietro's without a really long drive. Yeah, there you have it. So oh yeah, I got the reference, my friend. So you guys, speaking of Christmases, holidays, etc., we have 3 slots for Statterbox at the cinema in December, remaining in December. Now, one of those slots is going to be filled with the ref, so that's how that works. Now that leaves 2 slots. In theory, I'll be getting Scrooged from the library. Bill Murray, Scrooged. And so I think next week, in theory, we're going to watch Scrooged. But that leaves one lone little spot of what are we going to show? And so I'm asking you guys, what are we going to show? So it, it doesn't have to be a super smarmy cute movie, but I would like it to be in the holiday vein. No, before you ask, I'm not going to play Die Hard. I already said I'm not playing Die Hard. That's just not the kind of movie I watch. I admit, yes, it is a Christmas movie, but we're not going to watch it at Statterbox on the cinema. So, oh, Rick, Die Hard. Yes, no. But yeah. How about we get some ideas other than Die Hard? Rick, you know what, Rick? You know what's going to happen, right? You know what is going to happen, Rick. You know what I'm doing. You know what I'm doing, little Prell man. You deserve to Prell for the Die Hard. Yeah, so, okay, right, you were just, all right, I'll let that one slide. Kenny from the Cove, How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Gosh, I hadn't thought about that one. Now, a lot of these movies are going to be dependent on if I can find them at the library or if I can find them at the thrift store. So I'm definitely making no promises about any of this, especially since, oh my goodness, you guys, my flippin' library, the town branch of the library that I go to, I just recently got my library card. Okay, I've lived here for way too long without having one, and it's kind of embarrassing. But now that I have a library card, I'm actually going to the library. Hey, Billy Ho, good to see you. Could I let you know what I think of Aaron Dolphin Wright, please? I think that I don't even know if that is a person or if those are random words put together. So, yeah, dude, I can't really let you know because I don't even know what you're talking about. So, Aaron Dolphin Wright is quite honestly, sounds like a bunch of Mad Libs to me. I mean, I'm sure for people who like know what you're talking about, it's just like a very legit question. But to me, it's just like, yeah, I have no idea what that's all about. So there you have it, Rabbit. I have no idea. But Kulika, we're going back up here because we're talking about pizza. You pre-cook your crust 3 to 4 minutes, then you top, makes for a crispier crust. That is a brilliant idea. And I can tell you right now, we did not do that. No, we did not do that. Okay, yeah, so you guys, I really, this was many years ago that this happened, and I didn't know you back then, but it sounds like I really should have consulted you guys before I made those pizzas. So, let's see here. Oh, really? When you go to Hilo, you can get a 2-week visitor's library card and check out all kinds of local music. Oh, that's super awesome. Yeah, so anyway, my point is, all right, so I have my library card, got distracted because that's what happened. So I have my library card, and I have gone to the library almost at least once a day every week for the last 3 weeks, and the library's been closed. I finally paid attention to the hours on the sign. Dudes, my library is closed Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Closed all day, closed. It's open from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. on Tuesday and Wednesday. And then it's open from 1 p.m. to 5 p.m. on Thursday and Friday. So it's open, 30 hours over the span of a week? I was kind of annoyed about that. And I realized that this is not a new development, that libraries are woefully underfunded, and this is just a symptom of that. But seriously, really? 3 days in a row it's closed, and it's only open on 2 days for 4 or 5 hours a day? That is really annoying. And Rick, I noticed that. I agree. I mean, it's really weird. Rick says, it helps if they are open. It's easier to check stuff out. I know, isn't it though? I mean, having to break the window or crawl through that return box is really frowned upon and the like. So, I know, Broken Soul, that's exactly it. Libraries are slowly going extinct due to internet and smartphones. And it really is an absolute shame because, quite honestly, I've said this before, I'll say it again. If it weren't for Kenny from the Cove or the King County Library System, Statterbox at the cinema would have gone out of business long ago because I don't have the DVDs. And so, Kenny's been, I've got the pipeline from Kenny, but then I've got to supplement my addiction with the King County Library. Let's see here. eMusic. Yeah, it sounds like your librarian has a second job. No, probably what it is my librarian works at 2 different branches is what it is, I'm guessing. Yeah, my library card can be linked to a bunch of different programs, including the Seattle Public Library. And I really do need to just start. The Seattle Public Library puts the King County Library System to shame, and I really do need to link my card, but that hasn't happened yet. So, Kenny, happy to feed my addiction, Satter. Fantastic. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you've resorted to reading on the phone app due to it being hard to find physical books to purchase. Saves trees, though. I'll tell you what, I can appreciate that logic, but, I've actually gotten to the point where I had a friend who just recently published a book, his memoir, and it was just you know what? I don't care. I'm going to buy the hardcover edition, and I'm going to buy it through my local bookstore, and my local bookstore does not have it in stock, but they will happily order it for me, and I can buy it through their online portal and then just go pick it up. And so, you know, yeah, I've decided in the name of saving books, because I really do enjoy books, like the actual books that you can open. I'm just gonna have to bite the bullet and actually spend money and buy, you know, buy the first edition hardcover for the primo dollar, basically. And Andre, do we still have the Redbox machines to rent DVDs? Yes, we do. And in fact, good point, my friend. Daddy's Home 2 was brought to us by Redbox. The movie that we saw last night was brought to us by Redbox. However, there is a copy of it waiting for me at the library, which on Thursday I went to go pick up, but the library closes on Thursday at 5, and I got there at 5:15. So I wasn't able to pick it up. Oh no, wait, that's not true. It was on Friday that I went to go pick it up. And since the library's closed on Saturday and Sunday, I couldn't pick it up from the library. So I have Daddy's Home 2 waiting for me at the library. But luckily, Daddy's Home 2 was available for rent on the Redbox. So Redbox saved the day when it came to the movies. Yeah, so I actually misspoke there for a second. Redbox has been playing a little bit of a part as well. Rick, no quote me, but I think Redbox has a streaming service now. Yes, you are correct. Redbox does have a streaming service. However, I have not figured out, with streaming movies, how, well, I mean, Rick, you were here when I tried to stream a movie that was a streaming movie, right? Rollerball. I'm not sure how to make that work yet. We're working on that. We're working on getting streaming movies working, because actually there are a lot of movies that are available for streaming and that I do want to show, but because I don't know whether or not I can download, I don't know if I have the tech or the knowledge for the tech to like download them and make them streamable again for this platform. Because let's just face it, and I know that I shouldn't go on the internet saying this, but I'm going on the internet saying this. Statterbox at the cinema is basically, you know, breaking some laws, and you know, I don't advocate that, but the reality is I have to work some tech to like get around the encryption on some of these things that we're watching. You know, they're doing their best to keep people like me from doing what I'm doing, and yet I'm still doing it. So there we go. Yeah, no, Rick, yeah, your Redbox stream comment probably was for Andre, but it's actually still a valid comment because I do want to master that technology, because there's a lot of stuff that Redbox does have that for streaming that I can't find anyplace else. And so there you go. Yeah, so wow, yeah, you know, Darlene, Andre for sure is super lucky with with having 3 bookstores within walking distance of his house. Absolutely. Excuse me, I don't have any within walking distance, but the downtown core of my little town, well, 50,000, it's not really a little town, but the downtown core of my town does have a used bookstore and a new bookstore. And so the Three Tree Point, by the way, you might be familiar with Three Tree. We talked about that neighborhood earlier in a couple streams ago, many streams ago. Took a holo through there. Three Tree Point, or the Three Tree Bookstore, super tiny, like probably tiniest bookstore I've ever seen in my life. They're awesome though, because they have adapted with the times. They have a super small footprint, so obviously their rent is not as big as it could be. And, you know, unlike Barnes & Noble, which was just, you know, a huge box store, which, by the way, I miss my Barnes & Noble so much. My Barnes & Noble, like, the security guard, the cashiers knew me. The security guards knew me. I mean, I was in there so flippin' often. I miss Barnes & Noble like nobody's business, but they no longer exist in my town, they no longer exist in Seattle, actually. So I'm stuck with the small one, and honestly, I should have been going to the small one from the beginning. Like I said, they've got an online portal. I mean, you can basically treat the local bookstore like Amazon, the way Amazon used to be, because I don't know if you remember this or not, but Amazon used to be just about buying books. That was actually what Amazon started as, was a bookstore, an online bookstore. So you can go to their website, Three Tree Books, not Amazon. Well, you can go to Amazon too, but whatever. You can go to Three Tree Books and order whatever book you want. Even if they don't have it, they'll order it for you. Possibly off of Amazon. I don't know. And then they'll get it to you real quick. So that's what I'm doing these days. Yeah, exactly, Darlene. I had a feeling that one of your bookstores by you was the Barnes & Noble. They seem to be the last holdout of the big bookstores. And it just, yeah, it's such a bummer to see them go. Andre, of course you've got a two Barnes & Nobles is. You live in a very literate area. Actually, I do too, but no, they don't, not a lot of bookstores. So, Kenny, no bookstores at all in your little town, but a liquor store, a 7-Eleven, and a Taco Bell within walking distance of your house. Awesome. There you go. I'm kind of surprised that there's a Taco Bell, frankly. I mean, there's got to be a better taco place near your house than Taco Bell. Oh, Andre, you did lose the good magazine store on your street, though. God, I can't even remember the last time I saw a magazine store. Like, just the simple fact that there was one within the last decade of your house, for goodness sake, right? I mean, wow. Shakalak, college town, college bookstore owned by Barnes & Noble, and a big Barnes & Noble in the annoying new shopping center. Yeah, I'm not surprised that that Barnes & Noble is in certain key locations, etc. But, yeah, the one in my town just was not able to survive, or the one in West Seattle was just not able to survive. So I'm stuck with the tinies, and like I said, the tinies are actually better anyway, I suppose. So, but I mean, honestly, all right. So, come on, big box stores are not the best thing to be shopping in, but Barnes & Noble was kind of awesome. I mean, they had chairs where you could just sit down and read the book. I mean, that was awesome. I don't know. As much as I dislike big box stores, Barnes & Noble is kind of a good big box store. So, Cindy Krause. All right, you've got San Miguel, where Cindy Krause is, gas station, dollar store, Mexican market, post office, church, and a mission. Yep, that sounds about right. Pocola T, you missed the simple pleasure of peeling through the pages of a giant Sunday newspaper or magazines with more pages of articles and photos than advertisements. Pocola T, do you remember back in the day, there were magazines that you opened up and on the very first page was the table of contents? Do you remember a time when you didn't have to thumb through 48 pages of ads before you finally get to the table of contents in a magazine? Yeah, I remember those days. I think they were 20 years ago. Uh-huh. And so, Andre, they built a new Barnes & Noble in suburb called Concord. It's much smaller than the other ones. Yeah, I'm not surprised that Barnes & Noble is, I mean, real estate prices are expensive. The Barnes & Noble in my neighborhood was a huge flippin' store. Its footprint was, that was a pretty penny they were paying for rent, right? So I'm not at all surprised that they have decided to maybe shrink their footprint, as it were. I know, right? Pocola T, waiting forever to find the table of contents. To me, that is so frustrating. It's just oh, yeah. Yep. Yes, sirree. So, Andre is lamenting with Cindy how sparse the Central Coast is. Cindy is agreeing. We have cows and horses. Well, now, Cindy, that's not true. You also have restored tractors. And if I had one ready to be pulled up, I would. But, you know, we have all those pretty red tractors, etc. And, Kenny from the Cove, I love the cologne ads in magazines. When people ask me what fragrance I'm wearing, I say, page 14. Yeah, you know, I don't like those cologne ads, but that's a funny joke. That's a funny joke. And speaking of funny jokes, you know, I don't think Poppy Shaney is here. Yesterday, when we were watching the movie Daddy's Home 2, there was another movie within the movie called Missle Toads, and Poppy Shaney was, and we were all laughing at that. Well, I mentioned this ornament, and I lied. It wasn't an ornament. I mean, I thought it was when I said it, but I remembered wrong. Anyway, Missle Toads. So it's that time of year again. Don't forget to hang your mistletoes. And quite honestly, when I saw this little meme, it made me giggle like nobody's business. I know, I'm like 5, but seriously, don't forget to hang your mistletoe. That's funny. Yeah, so I'll just let you take in this wonderful holiday tradition that we're all gonna have to start doing pretty soon. Because really, when you think about it, mistletoe is kind of creepy. You know, I mean, it's just like, what? I have to be kissed if I'm standing under it? But mistletoes, well, there's no such thing. There's no rule about that. You can just stand under it and go and point and laugh at its little missile. Personally, I would like to see the toad riding the missile instead, but this one will do just fine. And yeah, Pocola T, it sounds like a Tina Rose Cager meme. Precisely, exactly. Kenny, so do you smooch under the toad or lick the toad? Right, see, there's no rules, which is why it makes it less creepy than the mistletoe. Right, you don't have to do anything, right? Andre, you remember Kauai, when you were a kid, so many cane toads? Oh, Rick, if you get a kiss and warts if you're standing under the mistletoe. See, there you go. Then you don't want to, yeah, so it's the you don't want to get kissed under the mistletoe. Shock says, smooch the toad and marry a marketing exec. Oh, yep, that's funny. We good. Andre, in ancient times, they did way more under the mistletoe. That is true. And if you know what mistletoe is symbolic of, it's all about the fertility, as it were. Yes, all about the fertility. Oh, gosh. Let's see here. I had something I wanted. Oh, I remember what I wanted to talk to you guys about. All right. So, a long time ago, not that long ago, but a while back, we talked about a local, oh, Kulika, that might look a little inappropriate riding the missile. You bring up a really good point, and I had not thought about that. Perhaps the missile on the back of the toad is the design we need to go with. You bring up a really good point. Yeah, I think the toad's good how it is. Let's just stick with that. Ah, yes. Someone was thinking. That someone was not me. Okay, the toad's surfing on the missile. Well, now that could be much less problematic than what I thought I was thinking, until Kulika pointed out, you don't want to be thinking that. And then I said, you're right, I don't want to be thinking that. Rick, oh, you have such a way with words, Rick. A long time ago, in a chatterverse far away, we once talked about a baseball team in my area that was searching for a brand new name. I don't know if you remember, but we've got the Dub C Fish Sticks versus the West Seattle Seal Slingers, or the Dub C Seal Slingers. And so these were the two logos, the two mascots that everyone was voting for, voting against, voting whatever. And the votes have been counted. Votes came in from all across the country. I don't know if you guys were part of the voting, but the votes came in from all across the country. And the difference between the two votes was only 40 votes. That's 40 votes is what made the winners the winners. So don't let anybody ever tell you that your vote doesn't count, because it obviously counted on this. And you know that this vote mattered. I thought it did, at least. So you might be wondering, they have announced the winner, and the winner, the winner is the fish sticks. That was who I wanted, was the fish sticks, the fish sticks. And reading up on the voting trends, as it turned out, people who voted via Twitter preferred the seal slingers, whereas the Facebook voters tended to prefer the fish sticks. So the seal slingers, sort of, those votes came from Twitter. Fish sticks came from Facebook for the most part. Very close though between the two, and only 40 votes difference. So if any of all y'all voted for in this, I want to thank you for taking place in this very, very important vote. And because the fish sticks are the winner, now the Mel Olson Stadium that they are going to be playing in is called the Friar. So at the convenience stand, no, the concession stand, they're going to be serving fish sticks. They're going to have fish stick, fish batter. Fish stick dude should be carrying a bucket of tartar sauce. Yeah, hey, that's actually a really good plan there, Rick. And speaking of which, though, the team is going to have contests for the best fish fry, or whatever. And apparently, now this I'm actually not too stoked about, but whatever. The first pitch for every game is actually going to be a fish pitch. So they're gonna toss a fish as the first pitch. And so we are now home to the Dub C fish sticks. And Dub C, for those of you who are like, what is that word, Dub C? Dub C is the local slang for WSEA, as like West Seattle, Dub C, or because the stadium is in White Center, WC, and so Dub C. Dub is short for W, basically. So that was, they just, like I said, they just announced the winners today. Or not today, Thursday, I think. And so I was very excited to get you, maybe it was Friday, I don't remember. No, it was on Thursday, because it was after, wait, when is my show? Is my show on Wednesday? Yeah, it was, they announced it after the Wednesday show, which is why we didn't talk about it on Wednesday. We had to wait till Sunday. So there you go. Doutsy is a rapper, or did you mean Dubsy is a rapper? That doesn't surprise me at all. And Kulika, maybe a bottle of malt vinegar to go with the tartar sauce. I don't know how, I don't know if they're going to do that, but I will say this, if they don't have malt liquor, okay, that was a Freudian slip. If they don't have malt vinegar, malt liquor, if they don't have malt vinegar to serve with the fish sticks, I'm gonna start a petition, because they better have a bottle of malt vinegar at the concession stand. Pocola T, are they going to get tips from the salmon slingers at Pike Place for the first pitch? Well, it's funny you should say that, because that is exactly why they're doing that, is because of the tourist association with slinging fish at the Pike Place. So, I do not know whether or not they're going to get an actual professional fish slingers to throw out the first pitch, but I wouldn't be surprised, actually, if they do. Fish sticks are not fish and chips. Well, true, but it's fish sticks and French fries is what they're going to be serving at the concession stand. So, Kenny from the Cove, telling on myself, Statter. Yeah, Rick, exactly. Not malt liquor. Yeah, that was, if that wasn't a Freudian slip, I don't know what was, right? But malt vinegar on fish sticks, and on the chips or the crisps or the French fries, whatever you want to call them, that come with them, is super tasty. And I have to say, I'm not really a fan of baseball, it's just sort of a slow, boring type game. But after this whole publicity stunt that they did, basically, I have to say it's really successful because I'm finding myself wanting to go check out a game next summer, which I can't explain why. I mean, I guess, I don't know. I guess the fat girl wants to go eat fish and chips. Okay, right. I don't know. But seriously though, I'm suddenly interested in this team that I didn't even know existed. So I really think that regardless of how the vote came out, although I'm happy the vote came out the way I wanted it, regardless of how the vote came out, I really think that this thing that they did was a really good idea. I know a lot of people were up in arms about the stupid names. Dub C Seal Slingers, Dub C Fish Sticks. What is Dub C? I mean, the locals really there's a lot of negativity about the options that were presented to vote on, but we're talking about it and we're getting the word out about the team that half the people in the world probably didn't even know existed. So whoever decided to do this brilliant marketing campaign. Yeah, and Andre, you are hitting the nail on the head. It's because I can afford the tickets, unlike the other seafood team, aka the Kraken. Tell me about it. Yeah, even the cheapest tickets for the Kraken are still... I mean, the cheapest tickets now are cheaper than what they were back when we originally talked about this. They were only like $600 for the cheapest tickets for the first month. Now they're like $150 for the cheapest. Trust me, that's still out of my budget. So, yeah. Oh, good, Rick. I'm not the only one who accidentally thinks things like malt liquor when really you mean things like malt vinegar. Andre, hey, you've never tried malt liquor on your fish sticks? It might be good. Well, I don't know if I'd like dip my fish stick in the malt liquor, but I absolutely have no doubt in my mind that sipping on a malt liquor while enjoying some fish sticks would be just fine and dandy. Right? I feel like it's a perfectly acceptable menu option. And Kulika, you're totally right. A Schlitz 40 would go a long way. Totally. I wonder if nobody would understand. But I wonder if I could smuggle in a Schlitz 40 ounce and put one of those vinegar tops on it. You know what I'm talking about? And put it by the malt vinegar and see if anyone uses it instead. Hey, Vanilla Coke Pepsi. Oh, that's right. I didn't even mention this. Thanks so much for bringing it up, Vanilla Coke Pepsi. So this, in theory, is sort of the number 50 show for Chatter with Statter. Now, it's only 50 if you don't count other things like Statterbox at the cinema. So, when numbers don't matter, it's 50. It's not like numbers mean anything or anything. But yeah, in theory, this is the 50th show for all of us hanging out. So, yeah, thank you so much, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, for bringing that up. I have it in my notes, and I completely forgot to mention it. So, yeah, we are the big 5-0 right now. Thank you so much, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, for pointing that out. Rick, fish sticks would be way better with a malt liquor than seal chips, seal slingers. First off, yes, there's no argument there. Second off, I'm not so sure it's legal to eat seal. But if it was legal, I don't know if you would prepare it the same way. Would you deep fry a seal piece of meat to like a fish fry? And then also, when you say seal slingers in parentheses, my eyes actually read it as seal sliders. And so I was thinking, oh, right. The little hamburgers, but make them with seals. And that's, probably gross too, but yes. Yes, Rick, I am good eye. As far as Twitch is concerned, I am looking at 100 followers very soon. I think right now I'm at 99. So, I think we've only got one until 100. Now, with Twitch, that doesn't matter so much as it did with YouTube. YouTube at 100, you get to customize your URL. Twitch, you kind of already have that from the beginning. But I have to admit, Rick, yeah, when I hit 100, it will be noted. It's definitely on the horizon. I've been keeping an eye on that number. It's silly, but you know, there you go. Yeah, Vanilla Coke Pepsi, it's frozen raining over here or over where you're at. I'm thinking that if the rain fell over at my place, it would be freezing rain as well. It is so flippin' cold today. Oh, Andre, no, I don't, but apparently Andre says you eat raw seal liver when you catch it and then share it with the village. Awesome. You know what? I don't, but that's okay, because then there will be more raw seal liver for everybody else in the village, because I don't want to eat liver if it's cooked or if it's raw. I don't want to eat liver if it's from a seal or if it's from a dog or if it's from a cow or if it's from a chicken. I mean, I don't know. Maybe from a chicken, like in gravy or something. But yeah, no. I'll share my liver, my seal liver. I'll share it, but I don't know if I'll eat it. Yeah, not so sure about that. Oh, Darlene, you guys did get the snow, but then the rain, which melted the snow. That's I don't know. See, in the Pacific Northwest, that kind of action is both handy and dangerous. Like, you get the snow, and then it like semi-melts, and then it refreezes, and then it slushes, and then it's icy slush, and that's the thing with the snow down here in the Puget Sound lowlands, is it never gets to be cold enough where like the snow is dry and like has a grip, you know, because there's a certain kind of snow that isn't really that dangerous to drive in as long as you're driving properly, you know, because there's a grip to it, and it's not an ice rink. Whereas the snow here in the Seattle area, it's so warm when it falls that it's already very close to liquefaction anyway, and so it you know, and then it just gets icy and really dangerous. Not to mention, lots of people don't know how to drive in the snow in the Puget Sound area, and I don't mean to sound judgmental. Like, I hate it when people move places and they're just like, oh, people can't drive here, blah 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 blah. No, really, like, the Puget Sound has very legitimate reasons why we don't know how to drive in the snow or are unable to drive in the snow. I guess what really bothers me is that people don't accept that physical reality. It's just like, look, dude, I don't care how good of a driver you are. If it's a grade of 18% and it's covered in ice, I don't care how good of a driver you think you are. You're working against the laws of physics. You just don't have any business being on the roads. You have no business being on the roads. And that's what bothers me, is when people who have no business being on the roads don't know that they have no business being on the roads. That's what bothers me about the snow here. So let's see here. Oh, really? Okay, so Andre's thrown down some knowledge. The orcas sometimes only eat the livers of the seal as well, and I don't like liver. I just watched a show on natives hunting seals. I did wonder. I was like, why does he know all of this? That makes sense. You just watched it. That's funny. And yes, you're right, Andre. Mad Statter will not eat liver in a train or in a plane or anywhere. And yeah, Kenny from the Cove, fried chicken livers, basic southern eats with cream gravy. Right, precisely. I don't know if I would like them, but I know that plenty people... And you know, if you deep fry a plastic comb, it tastes good. So, I mean, maybe, you know, maybe they're okay. Holy crumb, Pacola Tea, 57 degrees in Aiea. That is chilly, especially when you guys don't have a lot of heaters. In fact, you know, you guys don't have a lot of heaters in your houses in Hawaii. Do you guys have like space heaters for times like today when it's 57 degrees? Because I feel like maybe I should go send a bunch of space heaters to my friends in Hawaii. Let's see. Oh yeah, for sure the locals were busting out their hoodies today. And so, okay, so Kulika says that orcas do that too, great whites also. Yeah, I can say, I don't know if it's like, I don't know if it tastes good. I don't know if it's just a nutritional craving that animals have for it. But I have noticed that my cats sometimes will only eat the liver of the things that they catch, which to me is like, I don't know, man. The liver's the filter. Like, I don't really know if I want to, really? You want to be eating the filter? But, but it sounds like, yes, it sounds like lots of people do want to be eating the filter, and it sounds like it's maybe a nutritional craving. You know, it sounds like a lot of animals do that. So, so there you go. Kenny from the Cove, depends on the comb. The black ones taste best. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I'll keep that in mind. Andre, okay, so in Kawela on the Big Island, they do have heaters, but not so much the other places. Right, exactly. And so, Pacola T, you're loving the cool temps now and have all the windows open. Of course, because you're from the Pacific North. You've spent enough time in the Pacific Northwest to have that thicker blood, but or thinner blood, I guess. But your mom next door is probably wearing socks and several layers. Yeah, probably. Yeah, the old houses in Hilo have fireplaces, and I've seen when Miles, when Medium 7-Up was over in Hawaii on the Big Island in Kawela, I think it was the Kawela airport had a huge fireplace in it, which was super awesome. Okay, yeah, it was the Waimea airport, a fireplace inside. Medium 7-Up is coming in, telling the story right here. Yeah, that fireplace was super awesome. But I mean, I remember when I was a kid growing up in Hawaii, there was definitely no fireplaces. It was a bit of a concern because, well, Santa, I mean, you know, Santa, it was a bit of a concern for me. So I remember very distinctly that we didn't have any fireplaces. But I'm wondering though, oh my God, eMusic in Volcano, the temps got into the teens. Wow, yeah, in Volcano, they better have fireplaces or something. No, that sounds a little too chilly. But what I'm wondering though is, like Pacola T, does you or perhaps, you know, your mom, or your neighbors or whoever, do you guys have like, you know, little space heaters to put under your desk to keep your toesies warm at night when it's 57 degrees out there? Because, you know, 57 isn't necessarily that cold, but when you don't have heat, your house can kind of, I don't want my house to be 57 degrees, okay? And that's a little bit chilly, and I like my house cold. So people don't buy the little space heaters for their homes. I'm kind of surprised that City Mill doesn't have a run on them at this point. Yeah, I know, Andre, that 60 is winter weather in Hawaii, but 60 for people who are used to 80 can get cold. And, you know, old people can get cold even when it's warm. I say that as someone who has noticed, as I'm getting older, that I can get really cold even when it's warm. So, you know, I mean, not saying I'm old, but I do know that people are as old or older than me. So, yeah, Pacola T, 60 degrees is when you start wearing socks with your rubber slippers. Fair enough. Yeah, for sure. Well, I was just very curious if, you know, those little tiny, you know, the things that people put under their desk at the office, you know, the little tiny space heaters, if that was actually a thing, but it sounds like it's not. I don't know. I feel like it needs to be a thing. I feel like if somebody started to do it, somebody else would be like, oh, hey, I like that. And one thing I do know is anybody with a cat in the area will definitely like that space heater. Well, the cat will commandeer the space heater, I guess, is what'll happen. So I suppose maybe he'll just be heating the cat space and not anything else. Yeah. Oh, Kenny from the Cove, speaking of heat, Satter, there's a heating thing in my next shipment from me. You have to microwave it to activate it. Well, that's going to be a problem, Kenny, because I don't have a microwave. I mean, I have a microwave at work, but yeah, I don't have a microwave, so we'll see if that works or not. I'll do what I can. Yeah, Kulika, they can be a huge fire hazard if the outlets are overloaded, but some of the little space heaters don't use that much heat anymore, or no, let me rephrase that. They don't use that much electricity anymore. Consequently, they're not necessarily that effective either, but when you have them like under your desk, you know, to keep your toes warm, they're good enough. And newer houses generally don't have to worry about the overload, but you are right. Some houses do have electrical issues that are not electrical setups that are more prone to overloading, shall we say, than others. Yeah, so let's see here. Gosh, you know, Kenny, I'm very curious, a heating thing in my next shipment. I don't know, now I'm kind of curious what that might have been. Just because, like, well, I'll find out, and I'll let everybody know what it is. So I'm just going through my notes here, making sure we talked about the things we need to talk about. There's one thing I didn't talk about, but it's not that important. We can talk about it later. Yeah, so let's see here. So I don't think, and if I did, other than the Die Hard suggestion, was there another movie suggestion that went through that I totally did not catch? Because yeah, sorry, got distracted because I was reading things from Kenny from the Cove. The Heater U. I don't know. The Heater U. I don't know what that means. So, okay. But I do know that Andre just donated 200 biddies, and I'm super excited about that. Oh, I know one thing I'm going to tell you guys. So, this next week, I was going to do this today, but because my internet went down and I was on hold with CenturyLink for like an hour, I didn't get a chance to do this. But I'm going to be... I'm on the verge, I think... We'll find out. I'm on the verge of getting that little chat box back, and I'm on the verge of getting the alerts back, right? Maybe. We're gonna try. And so next week, I might have a Black Hat session experimenting with the alerts and the things. So hopefully we'll have them. And hopefully next time we hang out, we're gonna have the flying forks and perhaps the ha-has, but the ha-ha, that's legally questionable, so we will see. Kenny from the Cove, 200 biddies. Thank you so much. That is so sweet. Definitely appreciate that. I appreciate the bits coming through. Lucky Charms, both purple diamonds and green shamrocks. And Andre, they've got vests with electric warmers built in. Seems cool, but also seems dangerous. Yeah, I think Shock was telling me that she's got a shawl that's heated. Like, I don't know if there's electric blankets. I mean, electric blankets have been around since forever. But the vests with electric warmers built in, like, how does that work? Are you plugged in all the time? I mean, you can't possibly be plugged in, right? That's not... Does anybody know? Shock, if you're here with your little heated shawl or whatever, how does that work? Are you plugged in? Okay, so Shock is answering this. Yes. You have a short, skinny blanket intended to go around your shoulders, and it has to be plugged in. Okay, so yours is sort of like the old-fashioned one, Shock, but Andre's saying that the ones he's thinking of, he thinks has lithium batteries. Okay. Well, once you start getting lithium batteries, that does make me go, that maybe is a little bit sketchy. So Kenny from the Cove, you're really looking forward to the Nelson months. Haha. Yeah, I am too. Oh, dude, medium 7 up. Awesome. Thank you so much. So hold on. Lots of math to do with your little things. So I think we've got what, 20 biddies? Did you put 20 biddies in there? Awesome, dude. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I love the little animated pride flags. And I wish I could, when I do biddies on my computer when I'm doing stuff, it doesn't allow me to have all the options. But when I do the biddies on my phone, suddenly I found like the whole menu of awesomeness. So I don't know if my computer if I don't know how to use my computer or what, but I really like the fancy pants ones that everybody's using, because it wasn't until the other day that I even knew where to find the fancy pants ones. So Pocola T, next Sunday is the Honolulu, wait, hold on, here we go, is the Honolulu Marathon. Husband is running the full while you're walking the 10K. You might miss the chat that day. Fair enough, my friend. That sounds like a really good reason to be missing out on the chat. So let's see here. Okay, so Shock says no battery operated heat thingies, chemistry or plug in only. Okay. Medium, you aim for 20. Cool. We're going to say it was 20. I did a vague count. It looked like it was maybe 20, give or take. So we're going to say 20. Thank you so much for the 20. If it was 21, if it was 25, it was 18. Thank you, whatever. Thank you. Who cares about the specific number? But it looked like it was 20. We're going to say it's 20. Rick, yeah, that's actually... Okay, so... Rick, you are so in my brain. Except for I'm one step lazier than you. So Rick says, maybe if can, modify the haha emote to just the words and maybe a pointy finger. What I was thinking of doing actually is maybe changing Nelson's hair from brown to blonde and changing the words haha from haha to hee hee, in which case it would be different enough. But the reason why I didn't do that is because I am not a graphic designer, and doing something as remarkably simple as that would take me hours. And so I figured, you know what? I'm lazy, and let's just see if the unaltered one sticks. Now, I am 97% sure the unaltered one will not fly. I am like so totally waiting for it to die. I'm actually very curious, like how hard Twitch is going to come down on me for like, girl, what are you thinking? Did you think we would not notice? So I am full on preparing Twitch, or being prepared for Twitch to come back and say, no, at which point we will modify. But if we don't have to, well, then let's not, right? Oh, Andre. Okay, so Andre is coming in with some facts. They do have ones with battery packs. Just checked on Amazon. Gosh, you know, I can't help but wonder how long those battery packs last. So, all right, Medium 7 up, a hooey ho. I will talk to you later. Good to see you here this evening. Oh, thank you so much, Andre, for the 8 biddies. The megaphone bits, as it were. Okay, Andre, you found the cheer menu. Awesome. Yeah, I need to figure it out, because I can only assume that if I can find it on the phone, why can't it's got to be somewhere on the internet or on the PC interface, right? I mean, it's got to be. It's just got to be. Oh, it looks like Andre's just throwing down all sorts of them. 8s. Okay, another 8. What is that? Somebody going like, okay, these are, oh, I haven't seen any of these. Is that salt? I like the salt. No, wait, it is salt. I like the salt one. Awesome. Wow. Okay. I'm gonna have to go exploring now. Yeah. Right. No, Miles, Rick, talking about the cats being your hand warmer. Steady heat. A cat runs about 100 degrees normal temperature. Tell me about it. Oh my goodness. My cat, Dusty, he loves to just get in my face, literally. Get in my face, get all up here. And he is so flipping hot. I can't even, like, have him cuddled under the covers with me for a minute because I end up overheating so flippin' much. Andre, you are going nuts. Another 6 biddies with a thumb up. You found it. It's under the main cheer menu. That's hysterical. You're just having a ball. I'm just going to throw money at you just because I found a new button. I'm going to click this button. I want to give you all the monies with all the buttons. That's so funny. You're hysterical. But thank you so much. I totally understand the I understand the joy of finding a new menu for things. Yeah, completely. So let's see here. We've got 24 and then 6. So I think, Andre, you just did 30 total. Thank you so much for the 30. If my math is wrong, apologies. And yeah, buttons are fun. Another button to push. Exactly. Sometimes buttons are scary, which is part of the reason why I'm not doing a Black Hat session right now. With the chat box and the alert box, because in theory, especially right now, if I was brave right now with all these biddies that are coming through, Kenny from the Cove, thank you so much. It looks like 10, I'm going to say 10. And then Andre, another 4. Oh God, you guys are going button crazy. So, with all of these things, like actually if I was smart and if I was not so afeared, I would be activating the little chat box, the little alerts, so it could be coming up here. But because I don't really know how yet, I'm too scared to push the buttons to make it try and happen. So, on a show that's not really a show, which will be a Black Hat session, that's when we're going to try to push the buttons. All of the buttons. Well, maybe not all of the buttons, but the ones that we're going to try. Oh my God, you guys are so funny. So, Andre's got another 4, and then Andre's got another 5, and then we've got another 5 from Kenny from the Cove. Every single one of them is a little bit different. We've got the diamonds, we've got the rips, we've got the highs, we've got the ha-has. At least I'm assuming it's ha-has. Let's see, what does that say? Nope, it's just a regular head. I'm gonna have to go searching for all of this. Hey there, Willy Wonka. Good to see you. I'm not sure what you mean by that, but welcome to the Chatterbox crew. You are a first-time chatter, and we are here talking about random stuff. Right now, we are talking about, let's see here. We are talking about the random buttons that we all like to push to give each other the little money biddies, because I don't know where to find those yet, so I need to go find those. And yeah, is that a robot, Andre? Perfect. Thanks so much, Kenny, for coming in with that that moderation sword. Gotta get some mod love out there. And it looks like we've got another another set of biddies there. Goodness gracious, you guys, you're just gonna nickel and dime me to death, which is fine. There's worse ways to go. Oh my goodness, I have an itchy nose, you guys. I'm so sorry. I've spent this entire time, it feels like, scratching my nose, but there's like a hair or something, and I'm so sorry that I keep going to my face, because you're not supposed to touch your face these days. And this particular live stream has been nothing but me touching my face. So, Willy Wonka, I'm okay. How about you? We are a stream here that likes to talk about anything and everything within realms. We don't talk about political. We don't talk about cynical. We try not to talk too much about medical. And we do try to show the aloha spirit. Every once in a while, a swear might slip out, but we try to keep it clean as well. Even though some of these topics might be somewhat adult-oriented, we do not throw out a lot of the fancy pants swear words. We try to think of other things. Then again, sometimes the fancy pants swear words do slip out. Either way, those are the rules here, and I hope that you can hang out, and I hope that you can join us for Statterbox, Chatter with Statter, which happens every Wednesday and Sunday, 5 p.m. West Coast time, 3 p.m. Hawaii time, 8 p.m. on the East Coast, and then of course we have Statterbox at the Cinema on Saturdays, 6 p.m. West Coast time, and 4 p.m. Hawaii time, 9 p.m. East Coast time. We will most likely be having Scrooged next week for Statterbox at the Cinema, and we've got one more Christmas movie we need to figure out, so I'll be doing some homework on that. In the meantime, I think we need to wrap this up pretty soon because we're hitting on that 6:30 time zone, but before I say goodbye, I want to say thank you so much, Kenny, for the other 5 bits, and then Andre, you've got some, what is that, a little rainbow unicorn? A unicorn with a heart for the 1 biddy? I like the rainbow unicorn. That rainbow unicorn is that's an interesting one. I have some things to say about that. I do like it, but it might be on the verge of like the Missle Toad. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, there we go. Kenny from the Cove, you've got the beautiful hearts. Andre, all the more faces with the biddies. And oh wait, there's more buttons, says Kenny from the Cove. And yeah, Andre, yeah, it's a little bit phallic, just a little bit there. Willy Wonka, no, I'm not a fan of cheesecake, actually. I got really sick once when I was a kid after eating something that had cream cheese in it. And consequently, the taste of cream cheese has forever left me feeling like, ooh, gross, I don't want that on my tongue. So, no, I don't like eating cheesecake. Sorry, Willie, it's just how that works. So, more buttons, that's right. Okay, it is 6:30. We are gonna wrap this up. I can't believe how flippin' ridiculously silly this stream has been. I have to say, I came in with not a whole lot to talk about, and we have covered quite a few topics, from bookstores to turkeys to fish sticks and, well, seal sliders, I guess, kinda. Oh yeah, and we can't forget malt liquor. No, wait, not malt liquor, malt vinegar. I didn't even mean to do that. Anyway, yep. Have a great week, everyone. I hope to see you next Tuesday on the Daily Pigeon Live with Andy Bumatai. And I hope to see you here again, Chatter with Statter, Wednesday at the 5:30 p.m. West Coast time. Thanks so much, Shock, for doing the things that we love mods to do. And yeah, have yourself a great evening, you guys. And we will meet each other soon, I'm sure. Excellent day.